Good morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone from around the world, from all parts of the country, in the world. Welcome to another episode of Blerd Lines Podcast. When you got your hostess with the mostest has finally escaped from the dungeon that Demigod Sean and Greg locked me up in. El Diablo, yes.
I forgot about the dungeon.
Yes, I've been freed. But yeah, I'm back at it. But I'm here with my two favorites. I got young Mr. Wilson, and I got the lovely, the chocolatey, the sexy bangs, Lady G herself.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today?
Things is insane.
Blessed and highly favored. I cannot complain. Cannot complain.
Feel that, Lady Gunner? How you doing?
I am awake.
That
Had a nice fighting FGC experience for the first time.
nice.
Did a little
Nice.
extra work on the side during my vacation. So hopefully Monday, Tuesday, I could just chill and but
Most definitely.
I experienced life very good.
That's good. I'm happy for you. Happy for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna put her on Front Street. Lady Gunner been studying. She been in her study on. So if you ain't seen her streaming and doing her stuff like that, she been out there, been working hard. So when
I passed this test, your girl gonna be close to the 30 a little bit.
you know,
Just a little bit, halfway there.
you know what I'm saying, she get there, I get to go back to doing my stripping days. She gonna throw some ones at your boy.
Crazy.
No, side note, Perry went on a side quest as he was growing up, and I was a stripper for one point in time in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm dead ass.
I was never aware of this. This is interesting.
Yes, I was a male stripper. I used to shake my thing in front of women. Got nasty.
It was throwing meat.
No, indeed I was.
Yes, sir.
Definitely went on a side quest and enjoy that. But no. Outside of that, man, how y'all been? Like, what y'all been going on? What's been going on? I ain't been here for 2 weeks, so what's up? Try to talk to me. I'll talk back.
Bro, it's been content journey, man. Content journey continuing to be consistent. I've also been like doubling down a lot of Blerd stuff. Shout out to my Blerd people out at DreamCon right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know the heat is probably ridiculous, so I've been coordinating with them, getting some content together on that end, and kind of just again consistency being key. Working on that. Still working on this fucking Power Ranger script. I keep saying I'm gonna finish it. It will be finished today. So hopefully it'll be finished today, and it will be edited and put out in like another like 2-ish weeks.
Most definitely. Lady Gunn, what you been up to outside of your study? What's going on with you? What games you been playing without me?
Uh,
Mm,
I
mm,
don't know
mm.
what you're talking about. I've been playing a little bit of Overwatch, here and there. I've
Mm,
been playing Tekken.
good,
Had
good.
83, 82 hours of, getting demolished, but I made it up to Dominator, which is it's still in the go area. So I'm like one tab over from Vanquisher.
Good,
So
good.
that's the next goal. And learning my rotations in life. I'm not gonna say the game, but learning
Mm,
some rotations, learning how to get good,
cheating on me.
learning my roles and everything I need to do to protect my team and like push us forward.
Yeah, everyone, lady gonna be cheating on me. In that game
I
she speaks of, be cheating on me because I be so busy. You know what I'm saying? Her MMORPG husband be working all the time, and she be cheating on me with all the DPSs out there, other healers, and even other tanks. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
Like a dog.
Like,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
don't
Treat
wait for me. You the only one, babe. Why
it,
we
it
gotta do
hurts.
this?
It hurts, but it's
Yeah, I
fine.
love
Why you
you.
trying to why you trying to start stuff, babe? I don't know
It-
what you're talking about.
sure. But no, man. As for my end, everything's been good. Wifey had surgery, so I've been on nurse husband duty, and my daughter's been doing the absolute fucking nutmost. So I've been on dad duty extra hard, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Work sucks, but it's work. And then I've been developing a lot lately. I've been pumping out a lot of projects. So, but
Life's
now
been life, man.
it's good. It's always good, man. But we have a nice little, like, decent show for y'all today. We got Charlie's first impressions on Overwatch Marvel skins,
Overwatch Marvel skins. It's
some
crazy.
Comic Con announcements. We got some voice actors for video games going on strike, and then some of our favorite video game controversial opinions. So how we're gonna start this off? I'm gonna start off with Mr. Wilson. I was blessed enough to be on stream with him, to hear him play this game. I know that he does not fuck with people who have zero mobility, but storm reigns supreme from the skies of the heavens. But Charlie, let the people know how you feel about your first impressions of that game. Overwatch
Yeah, first
Marvel
off,
Edition.
I want to say shout out to my boy Dadpad for getting me the code. We both applied, and he got in the club. They left me outside like a broke nigga. So he threw your boy a bone and got me that code so I could take a look at it. So shout out to him.
Nice.
But in playing this game again, I can't give too much of a testament in regards to its comparison to Overwatch. Never really played Overwatch. I know in art style it's similar, and I know in like um, in makeup, I guess in regards to how it plays with roles and team roles in general, it's very similar. But by its own merit, the game is very fun. It is a game that is deceptively deep. I think when I was playing it on stream with you, it felt very like arcadey essentially,
Mhm.
but that was before I kind of knew. That was when I was playing with a good team though, because when you're playing with a good team, that is everybody's executing in the roles they're supposed to. The healers are healing, the DPS people are DPSing. If you're on easy streak, you're DPSing, especially when you're against teams that aren't doing so. But when I got into later matches, either that night or I think I played again last night, you can feel how difficult it is because you'll get shredded through with not having assistance. It's at least from my perspective so far, it's kind of difficult to solo unless you're a DPS person like Black Panther, who I got some more running with and tried to get outside of my comfort zone and get with the lab,
Mhm.
because he can just output a lot of damage and with his abilities, there he's able to cover a lot of ground really quickly too and deal damage. So you can get out of a tough spot really quickly and then deal a lot of damage and jump around the room. And the thing that I did not take advantage of initially to the regard of the duos, when you're going into a match and you're using a certain collection of characters or just certain two characters, it says there's like a team up thing. You get a big animation. And initially, I wasn't aware of what that was until I went through and looked at some of the passives because it gives you a passive. The one I used the most was the Black Panther and Magic one, to where when they're both in the same game together, you can create a portal, almost like a teleportation portal that she already uses.
Mhm.
But when you're Black Panther, you can use that portal and you can throw the portal across the map and you can jump across. So let's say me and Lady Gunner are like we want to wreck shit because we know that we can DPS quickly and we can teleport around the map. She use Magic, I use Black Panther. If we coordinate right, now we can just blink across the map and just take people out really quickly. So I
Mm.
gotta take you can take more advantage of the different duels you have there.
Mhm.
And if you played something like a Rainbow Six Siege, where when you're in the game, you'll see, oh, this person's using Thermite or whoever it is. So or somebody's using Conveyor, right? And the immediate counter for using Conveyor, and most of the time was using Jackal, so you can see her footsteps or whatever back in the day. I think you're gonna get a lot more of that in this game, to where if you see a team is being prominent or like really dominating you with a certain character, you're gonna respond back to not just one character, but you can use two to respond back to that now to kind of counteract that. Because I think they've only have elimination mode in there right now, and then like a I guess a delivery mode for lack of a better term, like a
Mm.
delivery like deliver the bomb type thing. And in those two modes, like that stuff is very very vital. I've played with just I think the only players I have not touched so far are Namor, Luna Shark, Mantis, and I think there's like one other person. I've used pretty much everybody in the game so far. And their characters aren't difficult to get used to in regards to how they play. Once you get a general understanding of what their passes are, it's a little bit easier to kind of finagle it. You just have to at that point get the muscle memory down of like how long certain abilities last, as far as passes go, how much range you have with certain abilities, things like that. Because players like Spider-Man and Venom are going to be a little bit more difficult because they can web swing, so they're like moving really quickly and like getting out of the line of sight. But it's kind of hard to control because you're moving so damn fast.
Right.
It's not as like sharpened out as like an Insomniac Spider-Man, obviously.
Okay.
But all in all, game was dope. I had a lot of fun with it. It for sure is going to be in my rotation of games that I plan to play. If you guys want to see more of my thoughts on different characters like Storm or whatever else, I have the video up on my channel where I kind of did a little breakdown on my first impressions of it. And if y'all picking it up, I'm hoping that the BLM crew picks the game up so I can run it with y'all. At least I know my normal crew, the niggas are not reliable in regards to picking up a game on the drop. So I do plan on playing it though.
Okay. I'm glad you said something about teleportation, the character aspects, because we have an Overwatch pro right here who has bangs on and is a beautiful young lady who has a love-hate relationship with Overwatch. I recently just learned today when she was talking that they got back together. Ain't that right, Lady Gun? She divorced Overwatch, but apparently
Like Cardi B out here, apparently.
right,
Taking it back
like a dummy. But I know from my experience from playing Overwatch, there are characters where you can use the teleportation where you blip across screen using them. And Lady Gunner, what are because you're more versatile and understanding characters from there. So what characters are similar to like blipping that you know of? Because I know the game modes Charlie was talking about. I remember we got to carry like a tank type of figure from one end of the map to another in Overwatch. That's when
So Overwatch has 2 modes. One is like, or 3 modes, but 2 of them are the same. So one is like staying around a robot, and it pushes
Mhm.
the point. You gotta make it to a certain, basically like almost like tug of war, but like it's pushing to whoever has like the most area push. The second one is the payload. So you stay on the payload and you gotta make it to the checkpoint, and the other team gotta stop you before the time run out. Then they gotta turn, either pass you or make it to, basically pass you before the time run out, or make it to the checkpoint. If you both make it to the checkpoint, you both make it to the checkpoint. Then it's like a small time limit window to where you got to get to a certain point, and then they got to either get to your point, and you basically just got to stop them. And then the last one is hold the point. So it's one point in the middle that everybody has to go to and like basically kill the other people and grab that point, hold it up to basically 100
Okay.
or 99. So
And T Will, to answer your question, Marvel Rivals is supposed to drop next year of Q1 or Q2. So the beginning middle half of next year. Okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get Overwatch, the Marvel skin, the version when it drops. I retired from Overwatch 2 because there was one match that pissed me off so fucking bad that I almost fling my controller out the fucking window. And I'm talking about I'm pissed because I run tank in that game. Because all I want to do is she's like the big spider creature, and all I do is push. Like I am a menace with her, and like I play with a
Arissa, she's not really a spider. She's like a robot.
the
She got
rope.
4 legs.
Yeah, spider. Yeah, her. I love her. She's great.
Spider creature. Don't you do Arissa like that?
I love her.
Yeah, Arissa is.
Oh baby, I got some skins. I bought some shit for. I was a menace in that game. But I had a DPS character, the black woman with the laser gun. She was really good. I really enjoyed her. So I'm gonna be there for the game. That'll be like a let's play when we play together next year. Only pump out more let's play content. But in other news, Comic-Con. Can I have a moment real quick? Can I have a moment? I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick. So I didn't follow Comic-Con like as tough as anyone else. I really just wait till I see announcements. But this in particular piece of news was great. I skipped the Deadpool when Ryan Reynolds was on stage because I haven't seen the movie, and everyone knows that Ryan Reynolds is my favorite actor of all time, and he does no wrong. But that's neither here nor there. Niggas know that Doom is superior being. Doom is godlike. Doom runs shit. He's the type of nigga put your hand in your stomach, grab your spine, and deteriorate you from the inside out. God Emperor Doom is him. And Doom was announced at Comic-Con. And they got my boy RDJ playing him. Now, I have thoughts. I have opinions. Robert Downey Jr. Now, if people don't know this, Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man in the MCU. For a while. The nigga championed the whole MCU. He carried it on his back. Iron Man was the one that's like, hey, Watch me work. He did his damn thing. So I have opinions on it. I'm excited. It's definitely the because I really thought if Jonathan Majors didn't get caught up in that situation, I knew this man was gonna make this next phase ridiculous because he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But shit happened. And that nigga's talk
Because he didn't beat nobody. He ran, but because he over exaggerated it.
that part. I don't like the nigga. Not because of that situation. He on my future ex-wife.
Like him.
Yeah, I hate him. He on my future ex-wife. But nah,
Don't tell me because he with Megan good. Bro.
Mm-hmm.
what? Both Megans. They like Gunner, I'm gonna need you chill. Need you chill. One thing we ain't gonna do is talk about my Megs at all. Good or the stallion.
He's a connoisseur like you.
I
Like, he
just-
likes the fine taste in women.
He like you for real, OG. Like he just trying to get like you.
Nah. I mean, no excuses. Nah, but shout out to Jonathan Major. He's a good man. But to me, I thought he was gonna be a phenomenal character for Kane the Conqueror, but things played out the way they did. And one, I can't wait till he gets his next role because to me, he was on a fucking hell of a campaign to be the next great.
Due to Jonathan Majors, because I'm just used to Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So how is they gonna incorporate? Because I know all the MCU universes supposed to have different universes, but they all supposed to like correlate or connect. So how is me seeing somebody who used to be Iron Man like 1, 2, and 3, and Avengers going to be a villain? Like,
So I think that's the poetic nature of it.
Do your thing, Charlie.
When you look at least for me, because I know some people are mad for different reasons. Either they don't understand or they're mad because the biggest thing I'm seeing niggas mad that Cillian Murphy didn't take the role because that's been like the big fan cast for years now of Doom. Is people want Cillian Murphy so bad, which again I thought he would have been amazing for the role. He's an amazing actor, but I just don't think he wants to do any more superhero shit outside of the Nolan stuff that he did with Batman. Which was, I mean, if he does some DC shit, that'd be hilarious. Niggas be mad, but I digress. For this thing in particular, I think it's poetic and it works so well for the factor of, for the entire MCU up to this point, Iron Man and RDJ, Tony Stark, whichever one of the three you want to go address him by, was an instrumental part in that universe existing. The Avengers coming together, some of the bigger villains. He was so instrumental in doing a lot of positive stuff. Even more so, his sacrifice was the thing that saved that entire universe. So for him to come back and be something that is going to be in a drastic threat to that universe, and getting to see like you have an opportunity there to write a lot of character moments for people that knew him. You have an opportunity for him to like to pass the torch on with somebody like an Ironheart. There's just a lot of things you can do with that character. Let alone Spider-Man when he comes back for the like. I can't imagine seeing those scenes where you have Tom Holland Spider-Man come back and having opposing scenes with him being evil now. There's a lot of things you can do and it has potential for a lot of moments versus you going in and trying to introduce Cillian Murphy or whatever other actor you want to introduce. I just think for how intimate the Kevin Feige's MCU is, I think it makes sense. I think it's even more amazing that they brought in Kevin Feige. Not Kevin Feige, but they brought in the Russo brothers to come direct that movie and like both the Avengers movies. At this point, they're the Avenger directors. At this point, it's dope. It's dope.
I understand that, but I feel like for a lot of people, like I'm a big superhero person. Like everybody love villains or like the flip flop of villains to heroes or like everybody call it main character syndrome. I always just like the good superhero positive guy. So I feel like I'm not super in depth in the Marvel verse. Like I know like the basics and like what connects and what doesn't, and like how some of the stories do connect. Like I feel like a better villain would have been like Thanos or who was the villain on Fantastic Four or
Doom.
Yeah, or Doom or the guy Sandman from the
That's who he is though. He's Doom.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom.
And he's playing Doom, but his face like.
Okay. Well, so
every time I see him, I'm gonna see his face incorporated as Iron Man because they gonna have to because the last Iron Man, they gonna have to incorporate to why he was being a villain. So that movie gonna have to be 2 hours long because to me, if they don't give an explanation to why he decided to become Doom after he said he was retiring, if they don't give an explanation in the movie to why he's turning into Doom, for me, if I was a Rotten Tomatoes person, you're getting a 4. Awesome action, awesome characteristic. Robert Downey Jr. in there. Like they put maybe Ryan Reynolds, it might go up to 6, but you
Means
gotta
environmentalist man
incorporate.
bay.
For me, why is the face of Iron Man Doom, especially for somebody people who watched it like for years, seen all the Hulk movies, Iron Man movies, Thor movies. I know
But
it's either gonna have to be a different universe.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different
it's
universe.
gonna be
It's gonna
different
be
because I believe Iron Man actually becomes Doom. In one of the universes, he actually
infamous Iron Man or infamous Doom, I think, is what it
yeah,
is.
he definitely becomes. So that could be the play. Especially with the settings of what they're doing with the Fantastic Four. Because I know Doom's like the big bad, but they've already announced the true threat in Galactus. So
Yeah. Apparently at the Comic-Con, they like showed the trailer for the new Fantastic Four movie, and you see Galactus in the trailer. Like at least like a rendered version of him.
and I'm okay with that. Because like Doom, like I am a Doom fan. I'm a Galactus fan. And to me, I hope this is like the MCU's last hoorah, and they just let the shit go.
They're not doing that.
I know
Because
they're not.
they're bringing they're gonna treat this like the comics do. Like they're gonna usher in a new team of people. Like the new Avengers lineup is different. The Thunderbolts are gonna be a different thing. They're just moving away from what we know, like what we grew, like, at least for me, because I grew like literally grew up on the start of the MCU from '08 till now when I was 8 years old. It's gonna be a different
God
thing
damn
for
it,
this
you're
new.
young.
Yeah, I was 8 in '08.
God
It's gonna be
damn.
for a new group of fans. Like we're getting a new Iron Man. We're getting different Hulks now. I think Amadeus Cho is gonna be introduced at some point. Miss Marvel is here. Like it's gonna be a new group of people, and I think that's the good. I think that's the thing that people. That's the thing that a lot of nerds have issue with. That I'm noticing in general is like the ability to let things go and let new kids or new people get their version of things to grow up with. They
Hmm.
want the new kids to grow up on the same exact things in the same exact way that they had growing up. And I'm just like, okay, your stuff still exists and you can go back and watch that, but like let new people have their thing to grow up with and get introduced to. Because this could
100%
be
fine.
this movie could be Iron Man 1 for a kid right now that's 8 years old.
This is true. And my thing is, go ahead.
The okay, wait. So Doom could be Iron Man 1, but when they could just use a different face.
I mean, they could, but for them, like I think that's part of the writing stuff is like using the same face. Like to your point, when you use the same face, you have a lot of questions to answer. You have a lot of interactions that's going to happen, and because of having that, like you can write a lot more. I think you can write a better, compelling story, in my personal opinion, with having this character around because all these other characters have a relationship with him. Because if you let's say you have a different actor, let's say it is Cillian Murphy, right? You then have to, especially with the Fantastic Four, you then have to build up some kind of relationship with each of the other people. So essentially, he just becomes Thanos Part Two, where he's just a big villain. But if that big villain is also somebody that other people had a connection with, so that's like let's say you had a bully in school, right? And this dude beat you up every day. He's big as hell. He's strong as hell. You just don't like him because he's a big imposing threat. But let's say now that bully is your older brother. Now you have a relationship with that person. He's beating you up, and now you have a deeper issue there than just him beating your ass. Because now he's your brother. Why is he beating your ass?
This
I think
is
that's the kind of things you can do with the writing from there.
and to me, but also raises more questions because everyone knows I'm a huge Black Panther fan. I love both movies, and the biggest issue with Black Panther 2 is recasting
T'Challa.
Chadwick Boseman's character. And my thing was he was actually reading the script while he was going through his treatment. And the director was like, he didn't know until the last second. You know what I'm saying? So, and for me, it was more of a good send off movie. Was it the best Marvel movie? No, it was definitely middle of the pack. But to me, there was points of that movie where supporting cast members put their heart and soul into it and gave him a raw emotion on film for him. To me, Angela Bassett, when she had that moment, I was like, damn, she's every point she was on camera felt it when my African queen Lupita, she was on camera at the end when she was able to talk. I'm like, damn. And then Shuri got on and I'm like, damn, like those were raw emotions to that character. But also it's like, could they recast him? And I'm like, they kind of hinted at it at the end of the movie with his son. So I believe that's a good setup. And like, and I do feel when it comes to having a tie-in with the character. Because I'm not going to go into details. I'm not going to be the reporter or journalist for Blerd Lines to actually go in and see what's going on. I want to be surprised when I go to these movies. Like, I'm really into. I'm just going in there blinded. I know the type of universe. I know the backstory when it comes to like certain comics or even the cartoons. But this, I'm taking it as a fresh look. I'm like, okay, Robert, what you doing? Show me what you're into.
That is, I will say, that's the one bad thing I think that this did do is that because you showed everybody that he is Doom now, there's not going to be like this big reveal moment for when you see him in the movie. I would have rather preferred, like to T. Will's point, have him wear that mask for majority of the movie, and at some point in the movie, like either he takes it off or gets knocked off or whatever else, and then you see, oh shit, it's Robert, it's Tony Stark, and then you can have that emotional moment with the actors in the scenes, and you can have the fans are definitely going to have like visceral reactions everywhere, because now you gave fans, because I think part of the negative thing that the MCU has and part of the issue is that the 24-hour news cycle, because people are damn near knowing entire plots of movies before they go in. There's not a sense of like surprise and letting the movie take you, because you have a preconceived thought of what things are going to be in the movie before you see it. I'm like, let shit play out, because let's say if they would have saved that and people went and saw that movie and saw Iron Man as Doom, oh, the fucking internet would have been crazy. People like, oh my god, da 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 da.
Oh yeah, if they
had the same shit.
And I think it would have been, to my opinion, he's playing just a regular person, and they don't announce his name during the Fantastic Four. This is like, we have a client, and like, who is the client at the end of the Fantastic Four? It's Victor. Well, no, they say Victor, but they never show his face. And at the end, it's Robert Downey Jr. playing Victor. I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy. I would have lost my shit. So I'm interested. I am intrigued of where it goes. But I think the biggest moment for Comic-Con is my boy Harrison Ford. The excitement on that man's face, because we all thought he was done. The excitement of, I know that check had to be fat.
Bro, I thought he was going to be retiring, because when I saw how miserable he was doing Star Wars at the end and wanted to die, and I saw how miserable he was doing Indiana Jones again, when I watched that, I'm like, damn, this is the role that it seems like he's like really, really excited about.
Right.
Thaddeus Ross. And I'm excited. I'm glad they're finally fucking going to address the Celestial and the sticking out the whole Earth. And and they've announced that Celestial is going to be making up what vibranium is in the MCU now. So we already, like, I don't know if you guys, I know you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine,
no,
but we already know mutants are coming. We have adamantium now, so we know Wolverine's coming at some point. We know Project X is coming at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I heard rumors that like Omega Red could be a possible villain for this movie as well. There's going to be a lot of shit going on in the future of the MCU now, and I'm hoping that this little hiatus they took, as far as only dropping Deadpool this year, is like a major movie, is the thing they needed to kind of get back on track. They had a lot of shit hitting them at one time with the Jonathan Majors situation, with the writers' strikes, with everything going on. I'm like, all right, you took a break, you got things organized again. We can launch at an appropriate date with the appropriate time and the appropriate actors required. And Harrison Ford is indeed the appropriate actor for that role. I would have casted anybody else in that role personally.
So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and so this was all that was meant for another convo. Okay.
Charlie.
So now, because we're not going to go in depth with that, talk about writer strike. If you want more conversations with Comic-Con, wait until Demi got shot and Dad Pat came come back, and then you can have an in-depth conversation. Because I'm not going to sit here and act like I am fluent in the ways of that. I'm a manga guy, so if we was talking anything manga related, I'll sit here all goddamn day. I'll talk your ears off, because I know what's coming. I know the universe. I know what's setting up, and I know what we're looking forward to. But we have now seen a union strike, a strike with voice actors in video games, which was long overdue, in my personal opinion, because these employers are now not protecting the voice actors from AI. And I believe that this is going to be an ongoing issue that is going to surpass that of just voice acting in video games. I think we are about to usher in a new wave of AI controversy. And your opinions on that? I want to start with Lady Gunner. How do you feel about about AI?
I mean, I think it's interesting, but I also feel like it's gonna take a lot of people out of, their jobs. Like people who actually draw, like put time and effort, and you can do customization and stuff like that. But the AI can too, and it'll be like, it's gonna be like you're competing with a computer. If your main job was, art, you want to be an artist when you grow up. You want to be the next Michelangelo. Now you got an AI that can be
You're a
Michelangelo
sick
times
man,
10 and
El
put out
Diablo.
like five times the product. And you can only do like, you're human. You can only do like one or two. You gotta make sure it's perfect. And the AI can do 3 or 4 of those at one time. Like,
Hmm.
it's gonna be a little bit harder for people who want to be more artistic in their life.
Oh, okay. I'm in between on this. Charlie, go ahead. What's your opinion?
I I see a lot of the negativity in it for the factor of I think some people use the art to cut corners. I personally don't think AI art will ever overtake a traditional artist,
At
just
all?
from the matter of the fact that there's just a different level of specificity you have in creating art. Like if I say, hey, I need this hand moved 3 inches to the right, or this thing moves slightly over here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in like another like 30 years we can get that specific with AI art, but from what I've seen, you can't have things customized to that level of a degree quite yet.
Right.
And even in terms of creativity and like putting a vision of what's in somebody's head to paper, AI art can only take what's already created and do something in reference to that. And I'm not opposed to using AI stuff in for like references, like a reference track for a song would be, but I think that it just depends on the intention of using it. I know there's a I don't know if you guys watched the movie yet. I think I recommended it a while back, but Late Night with the Devil is a horror movie that came out on IFC, and it's on Shutter now. And a big contention was that they used some of the like art from that film was AI generated, and people had a big issue with that. Which, if you watch the movie, like every other part of the movie was done by actual people, even in that AI art that was created. It was a art team that just worked. They used it for a reference, and they worked off of that. My biggest thing, I think a lot of this is solved once you have artists able to get royalties off their art using that. So if these AI systems that are being used, like let's say I created a piece of art of like a Batman drawing, right? And it was a really hot Batman drawing.
Mhm.
And these AI company like work because I'm assuming this is all coming from somewhere on the internet where they're drawing in these images. If I could get that piece of art copyrighted and now make royalties off of that like music would, because in the same way people remake songs, I'd assume you'd want royalties from that in that same way. Like, cut me a check. If you're going to use my art for your reference, then cut me a check and you can use it. Treat that thing like royalties when it comes to music. And I think that will solve a lot of the issues because most of it now is just people making money off of somebody else's work and they're not getting recognition or a piece for it. But if you give them a predation on the piece and you cut them a little piece of that money, you're good. I
Yeah.
think you're fine there.
For me, I'm quite indifferent. So when it comes to voices, it's a no go. No, you pay for those people voices. Like
Mm-hmm.
you do not do that. I feel very the same with music. You can't replicate art like that. Even drawers. Like I do AI art, and I tell everyone this is reference. You can use it as you want. I can build you. I can create many things, but I go to edits and I go to like artists. Like, hey, I'm not going to charge like a real artist should. When it comes to the developing of AI art, it takes a lot of images and references from all across the internet into one, just at a very high rate. So that will be difficult to see what specifically is it being pulled from. So the AI thing needs to be. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed when it comes to AI, as far as the development and what it's used for. I use AI for coding 100%, developing and understanding tech. I use it as a tool, but not a crutch to be like I'm just like this top coder. Like it is now to the point where if you're a developer, you need to be using this day in and day out. But when it comes to things and pieces of art, especially voice acting, I you got to protect these people because there's the ones that bring your game to life, in my opinion. And if we can kill it at video games, we don't have to worry about it going into anime or cartoons and stuff of that nature because then you're getting to a huge sticky situation where I'm like, hey, stop it. And it's all about, to me, it's all about greed and cutting corners and like how much can I save but maximizing my pockets. So
Right.
I'm indifferent on that. Because it's give or take on either. Go ahead.
Speaking on the greed aspect, if I correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't part of this strike also like the developers feeling like they're getting underpaid for their work as well? A lot of these dev teams. I think I thought I saw that with something like Insomniac, um, uh, BioWare, I believe Ubisoft. A lot of these bigger studios are also going on a strike because the developers feel like they're not getting paid adequately enough.
So from what I have right here, because I actually got the article up, the news that the strike focus on video games voice actors have been brewing for a long time. Last September, while striking against the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producer, sought out authorized a second strike against video game companies. News that this strike was imminent once again surfaced March during the SSXW when the Alliance National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Ireland said the odds of the strike against video game companies was 50-50 or more likely. So it seems as though notable companies. So yeah, Ubisoft introducing ghostwriting tool, Square Enix for issues that they had generated AI generated art. So yeah, you are correct. Allegedly made. Let me see. Wired reported that this week Activision allegedly made and sold AI generated cosmetics for Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, yeah. So it's deeper than what it is. Yeah.
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 And I knew that this seemed like it's more of an American issue as well. I mean, maybe other foreign countries are having issues with this as well, but it's the thing of greed. And once I saw that the actors union was going to have that strike, I'm like, oh yeah, we about to see a lot of these because they got paid out in the terms and conditions they wanted. Because after a while, you realize as a company, if we don't pay people and they're not happy and they can't work or feed themselves and they don't work, you're losing way more money in the back end than you would if you just gave them a little extra money and took a bigger pay cut. Because I'm looking at companies like Capcom, where like I'm pretty sure like doesn't like the CEO of Capcom only make like $2 million a year?
That
If I
is.
remember right.
I'll put Google search.
Yeah, because if I remember right, he's like taking less, and then his employers are either getting more, and that money's going towards the development process. But either or, when as an employee, and I can speak again as somebody that's also working a 9 to 5, and y'all know as well, when you're happy and getting paid right, where you don't have to worry about eating from check to check, or you're able to take a little vacation, you're just genuinely happy, you're more productive at work, and you're more likely to just maybe not love to go to work, but just to not dread it because you're getting paid adequately.
Yeah, I mean, you see what good companies do to their employees when they produce games that they love. Baldur's Gate usher in that entire work environment, so it's possible. We're looking at $1.38 million.
Shit, yeah, you're making even less than because you look at American CEOs. I'm pretty sure they're making they're like 50 million up, right? I can look this one up.
The Blizzard,
I'll look up.
the Blizzard guy who was a creep in the office left with over $400 million.
Yeah, bro. Come on now.
He left with over $400 million after creating a toxic work environment because of whatever reason. So,
because as a millionaire, I'm like, you can live off of like even bro, just a mil a year. You can live quite comfortably off that.
I made $27,000 a year working at fucking GameStop. Looked like I was balling. So, give me like, if I make 20 million, I'm cool. I don't need shit else. I'm cool, bro. I'm decent. I'm done. I'm just greedy. But
and the crazy shit is with the Capcom shit, that's with them with that unhealthy ass work ethic they have over there too. Because we already know like the animation studios, like the anime studios, they overwork their animators like high hell when it comes to anime.
Yeah.
And I assume the culture is very similar when it comes to video game animation as well. When it comes to Capcom, if they're getting overworked like that and they're still making sure they're getting paid right, and you don't hear all this wild shit about them, what does that say about us?
But I gotta put my anime academic hat on. We don't hear because of the culture that they're in.
That's true.
And they have a lot of young people over there aren't working because of the work environment. Like you work. Like they are workhorses over there. But it's the culture or what they in, so they don't publicly complain about it like Americans do. But we are facing a new usher in of globally of work environments where people the employees are more vocal than anything. It's like this hard nosed grind. Like I'm not getting the benefit of anything. Like I'm fucking tired. Like y'all, I'm getting my ass whooped and I'm getting beat at work. But what the fuck is the payoff at this? And so this is interesting, and it's crazy that it's starting off with video games of all things. Like this is about to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also,
like
like, isn't video games like the biggest moneymaker as far as the export in most countries now?
no,
It's a $1 billion
porn is
industry.
I thought it was
porn
Oh
is
yeah.
porn is.
porn is ridiculous. Porn is America.
No, Lady Gunner, Charlie. This is a known fact. If you ever see me aiding on our late night Captain's Lounge, you're gonna hear some wild facts. Wild fact that I've learned from Aiden: you get a 100% return if you invest in porn every single time.
Yeah, something everybody's gonna always utilize. It's never gonna
Always,
go out of style.
it's a 100% return if you invest in porn. So,
Buy me a porn studio in the future. Then.
so
Buy me a studio. Something get by.
So I'm trying to figure out why they need to pull so much from the company with much money, because it's El Diablo. If we're being, it's greed. It's 100% greed, and they want to live the most comfortable life that they can from this and other investments. Now, if you built a company up, if I'm leaving a very fortunate company, of course I want to have something for my families and generous behind me. But I'm going to take what's mine. I don't want more than 25 mil, just because for me, I know I can live a very decent life with that for the rest of my life and my family and my family's family, just on how I'm not here to stunt. I'm not here to show off. I don't need to be in a party with other billionaires. Like, oh, I got the biggest yacht. All right, cool. That's fine. These hands though are lethal as fuck. So you're not going to, just because you have that much money, nigga, these hands will show you that I'm not to be fucked with. So my mentality of what I can make is different from other people. I'll go as hard as I can for, just because that's something I love. Like I have a passion of doing work, so I want to produce. But it's just the character within people on what they're trying to do. And I don't know what it is in a lot of cases.
It's the fact that the things that get made still. If I can take $400 million instead of two, and still get the product made, because I know these employees have to work because they need a living, and I'm still going to get my product. If the game's still going to get made, it's still going to make the same amount of money if it'll make before, and I can take more money. As a greedy nigga, why wouldn't I take more money if I'm greedy? Because you sent me that video recently that I watched of that pod of that billionaire speaking about like his experiences being around other billionaires. And one of the things that he mentioned that I thought was very interesting was how it's never enough for these billionaires, and they're always competing with one another. Of like, well, I have a $100 million yacht, but that guy has a yacht with a helipad on it, or he has a yacht with a fucking transformer in it. So it's like, all right, how do I continue to up my monetary gain just so I can stun on other rich niggas, or just never have enough? Because money. Getting money is an addiction at one point that we don't talk about as a country because money is so valuable. But
the rat race. That's
yeah.
Be on the lookout for the next Captain's Lounge, because we're gonna get into that. That's gonna be that's a hellified topic. Yeah, Lady Gunner, you over there with your Monopoly face going on, looking like I'm about to buy Boardwalk. Fuck what these broke niggas is talking about. I'm trying to buy the hood and the block. What's up? Talk about how you
now?
You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? How you feel about these billionaires? About these greedy companies?
Trying to be rich too. I think that is greedy. But y'all was going in depth. You don't gotta include me. I was listening. Like, just learned a new fact. Porn is the most 100%
That's new for me too.
That is ridiculous right there. I'm trying to.
It makes sense.
Like, I mean, yeah, but it's like if I thought shoes would be number one. The way people
It's not even close.
Shoes, materials, clothes, not even naked people. That's where you want to get your money back from. Like, how do you even go to invest in porn? Like, it don't like.
My biggest thing is
further
probably
from
the
God's
studio.
grace every day.
So y'all, just because we're here, and El Diablo, I'm addicted to getting to the money too, just because, like, man, how much can I make? Because I want to do this. And if you got kids, there's never enough fucking money. But the estimated for annual revenue in the United States alone, we're not looking globally. United States alone, the pornography industry ranges from 9 billion to 97 billion. With conservative estimate,
97 is crazy of a range.
9
That's an
to
insane
97
range.
is an insane jump. Like,
with a conservative estimate of 50 billion Pornography has been growing at a reported rate of 40% annually since 97.
You know what's insane about that is the amount of it that's free and leaked on the internet, and also with the rise of OnlyFans, where a lot of these models and a lot of these porn stars are doing their own content and owning their own stuff. For these studios to still be making, because I'm assuming this numbers are coming from studio numbers, not like individual person's number. Because
Well,
I don't think they're. Well, go ahead.
platforms. You gotta look at platforms. So OnlyFans,
Okay, see,
Pornhub.
yeah, okay.
Then you got to look at eight. So I had an interesting conversation with my boys from Chicago. Shout out to my homies. Virtual reality porn is huge. Like, so, as long as there are curious young people, El Diablo, that's not it.
Tell me,
It's
pussy
pervy.
is
It's
growing better than real pussy.
the roles. Stop it, because this will be the next 45 minutes conversation about how women in this motherfucking roles. But y'all want to talk about us and fake coochie? Fuck y'all. I ain't having this conversation. This is a Captain's Lounge conversation because
You better put Captain's Lounge. I had this conversation.
we're going to have it on the ladies and gentlemen. When the next Captain's Lounge, we're going to talk about the rat race and fake pussy in the rose. Be on the lookout, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be deep. What's up, Impulse? But it's really elder people who are into it. Older men, pervy older men, and women, older pervy women. That you'll be surprised how much porn they consume. Because it's like,
if you look at the numbers for like porn addiction too, I think it was like 5% of people have an addiction, or like 10%. But then what you're not looking at is a lot of that is going to be youth, like people in their 20s that have that addiction. So like it's like 20% amongst young people. Older people are buying it like that, but these younger people are like watching it. And it's somebody that was young at one point. You had them days where they're just watching it 24/7. And if, like you said, if it's on like a Pornhub and counting for that, I'm assuming a lot of their money is also coming from ad revenue from these different porn companies or sites, like embedding their stuff on those sites for like pop-ups or whatever else. They probably make a bank of people just clicking on it by accident, or people just viewing it because it's viewed, like they count impressions as well.
If you're so Pornhub is YouTube. So because I watch porn, I'm not gonna hide the fact, but I'm actually like I watch interviews with some of my favorite porn stars on how they got out of the industry. So I'm into the industry on the business aspect. Pornhub is YouTube. So if you have a popping Pornhub account, you are making guapo. You're making killings. And you're talking about they got their own merch. They got their own links to their OnlyFans and things like that. They are making money. Okay? And it's just not women. Men are on there too. So me, like, so when it costs, this is a Captain's Lounge conversation, and I'm going to stop because it gets quite vulgar. It gets X-rated. But if you really look into the industry, it's how they're pimping everyone. It's legal prostitution. If you're looking at it, porn is legal prostitution. That's all that is. You're just, the people who are fucking. They're being paid to record to fuck. That's what it is. Oh, I'm talking about who will keep it alive long after. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh hell yeah. Well, always, you're absolutely right. Hell yeah.
It's a cardinal desire. So as long as people want to have sex, and as long as procreation is a big evolutionary priority, because fun fact about biology, you when you were aroused or whatever else, sex will shut down every other not sensory deprivation, that's the wrong word I'm using, oh my god, it'll shut down every other emotion you have in your brain. So if you're depressed, you're hungry, whatever it may be, if you're aroused, it's going to shut all the other shit down, because sex is such a important thing in the human body as far as procreating. And even further on top of that, every part of your brain can be activated for sexual arousal, from your auditory, your visual, your imagination. Every part of the brain is triggered for that. So sex is such a vital, important part of you as a human being and procreating genetically. From a fundamental level.
So I'm a dumb it down for the niggas and chat people in the world. What he said in translation is, when the coochie or dick is on your mind, logic does not make sense. 2 + 2 will equal orange all the time until you bust that nut. So when you bust your nut, that's why they tell you bust a nut before you go to the club. because everything's gonna make sense at that point. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I fucking with her? No, that's just stupid. But say you at the club and you think Shorty bad and you finna risk it all. Go bust a nut real quick. Come back. I swear to God, things gonna be making complete sense. I'm telling you know how many times that you have avoided a situation from a good jack off session. I'm telling you, it makes sense. But
I do it before I leave the house now. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like,
say so much more money.
boy,
But
I'm telling you,
say so much more money. But I digress. Now let's go ahead and get to the main topic at hand because that was a good segment. I like when we just shooting shit, y'all. So one of our topics that we want to discuss for Evergreen is our top 3 gaming controversial opinions, where we feel as though majority people feel like this, but we're like, nah, fuck that game. That shit sucks. I want to start with Lady Gunner. She got some interesting takes. She's very opinionated when you give her the chance to vocalize how she feels about shit, and she'll go in. Lady Gunner, tell the people why you hate Tekken so much.
Why I hate tech? I mean, first of all, it's the hitboxes. I was finna lie and say nah. First of all, it's the hitboxes. I hate how certain characters' hitboxes are bigger or smaller than the others. I feel like they should all be the same on that aspect. And then the second reason was certain characters have like higher like people was getting into the whole conversation of like what's a carry character. I feel like there shouldn't really. I feel like there's really no carry characters other than King and Eddie. But again, that goes into the your skill base versus that character. Like if you know King is a grab type character, you gotta learn how to break the grabs. Eddie is a low. He does highs, but he's mainly a low character. Duck like I hate Eddies. They're like the most disgusting character. Eddie, I love Eddie, but his fight style, they could have get him any fight style, but that fight style, especially when all you can do is spam. You can spam circle and just mix up your directional input. Like it's literally an NPC on here that just says Eddie back circle or something like that. It literally streams itself playing Eddie and it just spam circle button, just doing different directions, jumping, down forward 3, forward back 3, like you just spam circle the whole time. So it's really, I feel like there's no carry characters, but it's just the whole aspect of like skill, and then it's just have characters that is just like super easy for people to just spam like. Because at that point, it's not really like, why do y'all put skill based characters into the game and then add skill based characters into the game and then add characters you can just spam without having skill? Like, I don't know, I think that's just kind of weird.
I definitely I see what you're saying. But I agree with my boy El Diablo in the chat. If all hitboxes are the same, no one is unique. And for certain games like Tekken, I agree because if you master the skill, you get rewarded for the skills of that. Now, playing the low skill characters is annoying as fuck, but you know what they're going to spam because at that point they become repetitive. Like I know what you're going to do. I know where you're about to head to. Like you're stupid and you're dumb, so I'm gonna treat you as stupid as dumb. Oh, you're going to go low here. You're going to try to go high. Your mix-up game is limited, like your pimp game, like your pockets. You stupid. But just so for everyone in chat knows, a carry character is a character with a both high play rate and a high win rate. So for those who want to go ahead and say it, it's Dragunov. I play Dragunov. I've been playing Dragunov since the start of the game, simply because they didn't have Josie, and that's a Muay Thai character, and I needed someone else I wanted to play, and Dragunov was on that list where I try to play in Tekken 7. King is definitely on that fucking list. Fuck him. Fuck everything he stand for. Fuck his grapples. Fuck his rolls. Fuck his mama. Fuck him. Fuck his mama. Fuck all them hoes. I hate every Kazuya player ever, but they don't have a high play rate. I barely play them, so that's fine. But those are those type of characters. But yeah, I that's your personal opinion, Lady Gunner, and you have every right to say it. Charlie, what's your number one gaming opinion?
This may be a little bit of a controversial take, maybe not, but I think that multiplayer gaming is the worst thing to ever happen to the gaming industry in regards to all the issues that I think like 90% of the issues we have in gaming right now stems from multiplayer games.
Ooh.
When you look at the greed, when you look at the negative culture, you look at the exploitative nature of it, with these battle passes, with microtransactions, with games not being finished, with no lack of innovation with games like a Call of Duty, stuff like that. That all stems from multiplayer gaming, in my opinion. When you look at all the big innovations in the gaming industry, from like mechanics to graphic improvements, a lot of that stuff stemmed from single player gaming. So when I'm looking at the combat system, when it comes to the like the Arkham combat system, something that was like replicated and put in damn near every fucking game for like the next 5 years after Arkham Asylum came out, a single player game. When you're looking at stealth mechanics that were changed around, or parkour mechanics, something like a Prince of Persia that was put in different games, single player games. When you look at a lot of the I'm trying to think of like other gameplay mechanics that came from single player games, like Mass Effect. When it comes to the story tree stuff,
Say, Lady Gunner.
Single player games,
Mass Effect.
like all the best and biggest innovations that pushed gaming forward and gamers forward were single player games.
Damn,
and when
take.
multiplayer gaming came in there, that's when you got the toxic lobbies and all the negativity from there. That's when all the micro, like a lot again. There's positives to multiplayer gaming. Obviously, when it comes to socialization, I wouldn't be here without multiplayer gaming and meeting some of the people I met through playing online. But from gaming at its core, and a lot of the issues we have from it is because these companies exploit multiplayer gamers, and multiplayer gaming became such a big thing. And they're like, all right, well, if they're gonna play it regardless, we can do this. But if a single player game is ass, you probably not. Nobody's really gonna play that shit. Like, let's say God of War, like the first God of War in the PS4 era was buns. It was exploitative. It was trash. Niggas are more than likely not going to buy the next one in the trilogy. You'll probably be dead in the water because you burn people on that.
You did.
But when there's a trash 2K or a trash Call of Duty, they know they're getting that bread the next one around. people have the need to socialize through multiplayer gaming. Hell, new thing I was thinking about with the Soulsborne shit.
Dominate. Like, you could be trash in 2K 15, 16, 17, and then 18, 19, 20 come out. You ready to kill everybody. You ain't getting off that game. My one friend has 2,000 hours in 2K. What's this 2K that's out? 2K23? 2,000 hours.
24 is going right now. It's not even. It's not the domination thing that I'm having an issue with. It's the 2K got sued, or Take-Two got sued recently because a mom and her son sued them over the fact that VC didn't carry over to the next year because they marketed it as virtual currency, which, I think by law, any virtual currency, once you buy it, you own it, and it has to be able to carry over. So they took them to court for that. Something as simple as that. Like, when it comes to VC microtransactions, there are whole games that'll come out and the game won't be finished, or they'll save like characters from the main roster and release them later as DLC because they know people are gonna buy this shit. Because
is that multiplayer, or is that another hate on?
It's most of it is multiplayer when it comes to like skins and games not being in, like characters not being in games.
Right.
Some of that's bled over to single player stuff, but I think it stems from the multiplayer aspect of it.
Gotcha.
Because again, 2K being one of the prime examples of it. If, let's say, there is a big like if 2K fucks you over, you're still playing that. With single player games, if I have a trash single player game, like, let's say I love stealth games, right? I love stealth games. And Assassin's Creed was ass. Like, it got to a certain point where people just hated certain Assassin's Creed games. People stopped playing them as much. I mean, people that still love the fandom played them, but people started to look at other games like a Dishonored or other stealth-like games to fill that niche so they can get that fix for it. Or shooters, single-player shooters, stuff like that. And it happens to an extent with multiplayer games, but people were like locked into certain franchises so much.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe again, that was just a quick take I had when you mentioned the episode. There's some numbers there that probably may sway takes and thought processes or whatever it may be. But again,
that's your controversial opinion. I agree. Hey, everyone has the right to have that. My first one, From Software gaming community is the most toxic community in the entire fucking world, and I fucking hate it.
Really,
I hate them. I fucking hate them. They are annoying. Like, I love From Software games, but the community is complete shit. Like, it is complete
Talking
shit.
the core fans or like the new fans with like Elden Ring?
Core fans. New players are they're gonna be new players. I have my opinions on them as well. It's a give or take on some. Like, I'll say 70-30. The only gripe I have with new players is them requesting a easy mode. Shut the fuck up. There are ways to make the game extremely easy. You tend just to not use those mechanics. Now, my gripe with the core of the Souls community is bitching about how people beat the fucking game. Okay, if this person used to summon to be the boss, who the fuck cares? Oh, there was a person that commented on one of our shorts. Oh, you use a high tier build to beat them. Oh, so original. All right, I beat the game and I beat the people that invaded our fucking game. Who the fuck cares, bud? Go touch grass. Go smell a vagina. Please do something with your life. It doesn't matter. Like, that shit is so annoying that you guys are so tied in on how someone beats the fucking game. Like, okay, if it wasn't a part of the game, they wouldn't have put it in there. Yes, you can summon friends. Yes, you can use summons. You can use spells to spam or cheese it. Guess what? They put it in the game to do so. If they didn't, you wouldn't have the option to use it. Stop trying to force people to play the game how you want to play it. If you want something difficult like that, play Sekiro. Play Sekiro. Do that. Do that there. But as a whole, as for starting off, the core Souls community gets on my last fucking nerves, and I want them to please shut the fuck up because I am tired of it. Allow people to play the game how they want. Please and thank you. I rest my case. Lady Gunner, you're number 2.
I'm gonna say bugs do not ruin a game. Like, some people will find bugs in the game and be like, "Oh, this game is like seriously broken. It's trash." Unless the bug is like deleting your save data, or like, you know how Anthem was like making the game freeze and you have to unplug it type. But somebody will find a small bug. This game is trash. It's too buggy. It's too this. It's too that. And bugs don't make a bad game. It's just, human error. Like, people, everybody has fuck ups once or twice in their lives. Even when you're working. I work maintenance. I flooded a whole unit downstairs one time trying to change their faucet. And when I say flooded the unit, I mean water went from the kitchen to living room, down in the laundry room, everywhere. It's flooded. Like, you're walking,
So we was swimming.
like, yeah,
Damn.
you're swimming. You're in the kiddie pool right now with me. Like, I messed with your apartment. I got all your electronics up. Shit happens, stuff happens. If it's buggy, oh, I saved and like the bug just made my character like fall through the floor. The game went from an 8 to a 6 for me. Bugs happen. They try to fix it and patch it. Let that go. They don't make it a terrible game. Like, just keep playing. As long as your graphics is there, your story is there, you can save your game without it crashing. Bugs shouldn't make it a terrible game to me personally.
Got you. Okay. Charlie?
For me, my next one is going to be content creators when it comes to gaming
Oh,
are doing a lot more. I'm not gonna say they're doing more harm than good, but they're doing a lot of damage to a lot of games in the gaming communities. And I say this as somebody that partakes in a lot of this. Again, I use 2K as the main example because I think 2K is an example of everything that's wrong with gaming right now. And as somebody that plays a lot of 2K, I can attest to that because I've been a part of it and watched and consumed this content forever. But like build videos for a lot of games take a lot of the fun out of games in general, like the discovering stuff. Because like I remember back in the day, like there would be like Game Informer or like other articles would have articles on where like a certain legendary weapon is or whatever else, and you could read that and kind of go find it there. But now there's a thing of like, okay, I can find I can watch this 30-minute video that shows me where every single thing is, and I can knock out that entire part of that game in like 30 minutes. And that it took away a lot of the work you had to put in. I feel like the sense of like earning something in the game is kind of taken away. And with certain build videos, especially with 2K, where like you can get the best possible efficient build within like the first week of the game, and then now everybody has that same build. It takes a sense of discovery and trial and error out of it. My biggest thing, so I put a Dragon's Dogma video build out
Yep.
right on a random Wayfarer build that I did, and it was just something I had fun with. And one of the, like a lot of the comments I got were like, "Well, that's dumb because you're not using this thing, and you're not killing this boss in like 2 hits." I'm like, "Well, I'm having fun with the build. It's effective. I'm having fun with it, and I don't need to shred him in like 2 hits or like not even move my stick to kill this boss because I'm so efficient with the game." Stuff like that. I think this takes a lot of the fun out of gaming, personally for me. And it has its moments where it's good. Again, something like 2K. Again, I sit on 2K a lot. I brought up 2K a lot. I think the benefit it does have in a game like that, where it's so expensive to play the game, having builds like that kind of helps you figure out, okay, I'm getting the best bang for my buck with this particular build because it's not so damn expensive. But for games where you can make a build for free and you can like remake your points and shit, nigga, if you don't get in there and just figure it out, it's not costing you anything to figure it out and play around with it.
What the game is for.
Right.
For me, it's the same in the realm as content creating, but it's early reviews. I hate them because it's always I got to be the first to put it out, and I'm a person that I want to listen to someone's opinion on a game that I know actually put the time in to play it. Not the early releases just so you can have an opinion on it and push it out. Like, I know you just went through this and went to the next one. Like, I want to, like, for people who play a certain type of genre of game, I would just, and that's all they really play, I want their opinion on that particular game. I'm like, okay, they know what they're talking about. I have my Souls game people that I strictly just go to them when it comes to that type of game. I have my RPG players, and I have other genre as well. And I'm getting real sick of this culture of like, it's the rat race in video games. I got to be the first to do it instead of enjoying the game and actually creating good, thought out pieces of reviews or journalism on a video game where we know you took your time and you looked at every aspect for it. Another big one that is like annoying that I want to tie into this is people not respecting game as artistry and looking at what the direction of the game wants to go. Huge point out is Last of Us 2. People were bitching and crying about Uncle Joel having to die. He had to go. He wasn't a good guy. We loved him just from the aspect of the story that was played in Last of Us 1. But if you look at the whole scope of it, he wasn't a good person. That nigga was out there. He was a bounty hunter, but he was looking for blood. Like, he was out there survival of the fittest. And people in the world not trying to see different viewpoints. Like that one kid choosing to want to be, I think a little girl wanted to be a little boy. But people ignore the fact that super religious people is a fucking thing that is factual today. Like, that's huge in this world. Like, that one thing threw you off, but not the super religious woman in the world. Like, how sick you can really be. So I hate that aspect. Instead of trying to put your viewpoint on it, not trying to see what the art or developing team want to do. And so those are my second one. Lady Gunner, your last one.
I would say open world and graphics doesn't make it a like superior game. Like, people be harping on my video game in 4K on my 4K console and da da da, and it's like, bro, like, for me it's the story and the mechanics of the game. And I mean, the graphics are a plus. 1080 is fine for me. I have a 4K TV. My monitors are 1080, so I mean, Final Fantasy, I like playing Final Fantasy on my 4K TV. That's why I don't stream it, honestly, because it's on. I mean, I could stream from my console, but then everybody be like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, I don't watch it in 1080. But for me, 4K doesn't make it a great game. Like, what was that game, Forsaken or something, like Forspoken? Everybody was, oh my god, it's in 4K this, 4K that. It had for me, it had too many mechanics, and the story was just weird, like a magical bracelet out of nowhere that just transported you from New York to the medieval times to fight this darkness. And it's like, bro, like.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to stop you right there because I know a lot of niggas on this team. I'm gonna say niggas, and I mean this. A lot of people, not only in chat, but on this channel, y'all motherfuckers love isekais and anime. That was just an isekai. So I want that opinion to be retracted now. That is an isekai. You're being teleported from the middle of fucking doing something in modern time, and now you're at Shield Hero. Prime fucking example. Okay. Oh yeah. Bro.
I
Yeah.
didn't say nothing. I'm just.
Lady.
Shield Hero, but me personally, and Isekai, it wasn't a magical bracelet that taught them. It was like, oh, how'd you get here? I don't know. Who are you? Like, they didn't even, like, no. Isekai has a reasonable explanation. You died, and you got Isekai.
No.
You
Some
died and
people.
got reincarnated.
There's one right now where a whole classroom of kids just teleported to a whole Dungeons and Dragons out of fucking nowhere because a goddess just said, "Hey, I need your help to kill this demon. It's kicking our ass."
Okay, they brought a goddess. We didn't have a fucking magical bracelet that was just sitting in a room that you broke into. Or
We're
whatever.
literally bringing a full.
Decide to put it on.
Isekais don't make sense. A lot of them
Ooh,
don't.
the goddess said, "I need your help. Come here." Oh, I just.
But she's a total bitch.
Now I got reincarnated. For who?
She's a total bitch though to do this. No, a lot of isekais do not make.
100%. That was a total bitch ass move to teleport me with my class to a.
No, the goddess herself is a bitch. Like she's a complete asshole. Like she's a bitch.
I would rather get. Would you rather get teleported by a goddess, or would you rather go to a jewelry shop and be like, let me. Oh, I'm finna
That's
buy
what
some
isekais are. You randomly get teleported somewhere.
No.
There are some where you get an item and that magical item like connects you somewhere else.
Well, y'all gonna have to send me those. All the isekais I seen, you die or
Yeah, one is a
you
movie.
were like a prospering aspect. Let me come here over here real quick, like because the ones that I haven't seen other than the Forspoken game.
See, this one isn't an anime, but you remember Forbidden Kingdom?
About 20 minutes.
Yes.
You remember the movie Forbidden Kingdom with Jackie Chan and Jet Li back in the day?
Yes.
Where Buddy found.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I get my dog outside.
He found the staff of Wukong and got magically teleported to the other world as a prophet, and then had to go on that adventure in that other world with the staff.
I think I seen the one.
If you saw it, you remember if you saw it. But essentially Jet Li and Jackie Chan are like monks. It's really I think Shia LaBeouf was a young dude. Well, it may have been Shia LaBeouf. I think it was Shia LaBeouf.
What is it called?
The Forbidden Kingdom. It's I think mid 2000s, maybe late 2000s. Jet Li plays Wukong, and they're fighting they're deities in this other Chinese world. It's a Chinese-based movie. I fuck with it heavy because Jackie Chan and Jet Li's fight scenes in that were they were dope. They were dope.
Get into heavy my dad probably. I think my dad probably seen this.
Yeah, but I mean, isekai. I'm probably mispronouncing the fuck out of it. Isekai it really just depends on what the world is, or because usually it's an item. Sometimes it's death. Death is the trope, where you die and go to the other world. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you fall asleep in it. Sometimes you're on some per key example, Inuyasha. Kagome just fucking fell down a well.
Okay, but she
just fell down the well. Now she's in the other world, and she on some fucking.
But that's because she was born
Alice
with a
in Wonderland
item inside of her. That's
so a magical item is the reason she went to the other world.
But it was born. She was born with it inside of her. She ain't put no. I mean, okay. I would concede to the magical item with y'all. I guess I just couldn't get into Forspoken because of the graphics and the mechanics. Was just they gave too many moves with certain button outputs.
I think the game had a lot of issues.
But it definitely the bracelet talking to me was definitely killing me. I'm not feeling like nobody. I put the bracelet on. Ooh, I'm teleport. Oh, who are you? Who are you? And then you just gonna stay on, and it was just weird. I just couldn't get into it. I tried. I streamed it, couldn't get into it. I was like, yeah, nah, we gonna.
Fair enough.
Let's play Shifu, guys. Couldn't do it.
I gotta play that game again. I've messed that game. I never beat the final level of that game. It irks my nerves.
I need to beat it in general. I'm trying to beat it at a certain age, before you get to the club. Every time I get to the club, I be close to 30. I'm like, no, I want to be at the club at 21. It's just. You started at what, 19, 18?
I think you started at 18.
Yeah.
I low-key want to get to 80 something years old and go at the oldest level, so you're a glass cannon. You just hit hard as hell, but you can't get touched. I don't want to rant on Shifu.
Reaction time is not that good to be trying to do that. That's why I was like, I need more health. I need to take a couple hits first. I can't be in here getting 3-shotted. Nah, I can't.
I'm a
especially
rage,
when they
bro.
come out of nowhere with the bats.
Bro, when I upgrade this PC where I can start streaming again consistently, and I'm streaming all the time, I'm definitely Shifu's on that list. Shifu's getting played again. Oh god, I missed that game. I remember trying to stream that game when I had like a laptop set up for my streaming thing. I was on a shitty laptop and somehow made that work on StreamYard. Oh man,
I mean, I stream it from my laptop, but I use streaming
this
elements on my Alienware. It's not really. I
this
mean,
wasn't a
nothing wrong
gaming.
with Alienware. But
This wasn't even a gaming laptop. This is like a regular like HP like office space.
yeah, you
Yeah,
should
it was
Walmart laptop.
literally a Walmart laptop. I got it from Walmart for
I'm
like
sorry.
$200.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
You good? You good?
No,
Okay.
you're good, man.
All right. What was your number 2, bro?
Oh my last one. What did I say? I lost my whole train of thought for a second talking about that. For me in particular, I think that music and sound design is probably one of the most important things in a good video game. It's one of those little things that goes unspoken about, but it's something that if it's not done correctly, it's very noticeable. In regards to like how like when you hit something, how it sounds when you hit something, when you move, how it sounds, the world around you, and most importantly, that soundtrack. I think I talked about it with Dabpad when we were playing the demo for it, but with Stellar Blade, that OST being so amazing and being like it made the game feel a lot better. Like when I was walking in between places, it made me like it kept me more engaged with the game. And when you look at a lot of the older games that we love as children, from like the Dragon Ball games with Tenkaichi, Budokai, whatever it may be, Yu-Gi-Oh games, my Pokemon games, the OSTs of them games were hitting. GoldenEye, like take out the music from GoldenEye, is that game really is iconic and memorable if we keep it the buck. Like you still had the split screen stuff that was fun, but if you don't have that that soundtrack for that, the GoldenEye music, it's probably not going to be as iconic and memorable as everything else.
Mm-hmm. I
Era.
agree.
Yeah.
Music for me makes or breaks a game, and that's why I think Final Fantasy is just flawless. They have some of the best fucking music in gaming ever.
Mm-hmm. It don't even need to just be a whole song. It could just be something that's like a sound cue, like with the Arkham series. Like you have that horn, that da na na na, or the intercom going off. Like when you hear those things, you immediately like think, oh, the Arkham series. Or if you hear the grappling gun, it has a certain distinct. I was playing. We probably can play it on here at some point. But then now a while back we did a guess that sound game with gaming. And I like went and got a bunch of different randoms. We had a bunch of different random sound effects from different games. You had to guess what that game was based off that sound effect. And for the fact that we knew an entire game off of one sound, just goes to show you how important that is to a gamer and how much you internalize it without even knowing that you're like it's that important to you.
Yeah. I like that.
We should do that one time. That sounds fun. But I'll probably lose now. We did like music, like the actual music from the games. I'll probably get that more over the sound effects.
I had to
Unless
find
you
the
like
video.
some like Tekken Heat, because I've been in that.
I'll send the video to y'all because I think I clipped it and put it as its own separate video on the channel.
Okay, I'm
But
down.
that definitely, I want to do that again at some point. That was fun.
That's good.
Shout out Ethan.
Shout out to my boy. I want to before we get to before we can continue, I want to say, Charlie, they cannot guard the Slim Reaper. That nigga's a problem.
I have this shit pulled up over here, and he's been torturing. I'm like, every time I look over for a second, I see him pull up for some shit, and he goes in. I'm like, oh wow, okay.
The Slim Reaper is alive and well.
He just don't give a fuck today. He's just shooting that shit, and they are. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know. But yeah, we gonna watch that after when we get off Discord. I mean, off stream. But my last controversial gaming opinion, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck y'all who don't like people who just want to play online fighting games. The FGC. I do not care about y'all, in your opinion. Particularly in the Midwest.
Wow.
Me for people that just want to play that, or people that are mad.
Well, people who get mad at people who just play that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all got to go out and touch your eyes. I do not care. I don't. People can't get out like they used to. All they want to do is play online. That's perfectly fine. That is not negate from their skill set. I do not care about the Midwest scene at all. I dislike them wholeheartedly. I'm so serious. There's like very few in the Midwest that I will fuck with, but overall, I do not care about that entire that entire community at all. At
I
all.
feel like
I think
you should come down here one time and just give it a try.
I have.
I understand, like everybody has their own opinion. I
I
respect their
I've I've
opinion.
been.
I respect the FGC people opinion of, local is better. I feel like personally, online is better. I like online because it gauges my for me it gauges my fighting skills. So like I was a low level. I feel like I was like I won't even I'm on online. I'm a dominator, but I felt like a warrior fighting mighty rulers or like I don't know, not they want like top because like if you go to the Tekken they got like what Shinryu is like the top or something is at the top. It's like Tekken got the top 7 right now or something like that. I feel like it gauges your reaction what other people go online can get kind of like local. It wasn't delayed. That stuff was like straight input. And no, it's not like a for me. I feel like it's personally not a big deal of oh local people are better than online players. No, because it really depends on
It's
like
not even that. It's the people who are vocal about those who just want to play offline, who have fun with the ranking. They didn't put ranking into the fucking video game. They wouldn't have put it. People who go there and grind hard for those rankings, who are actually enjoying it, matters to them. Just because you want to be vocal, because that's what the fuck you grew up on, you need to shut the fuck up and allow the new age people to enjoy it. Older people in the gaming community as a whole, in my opinions for the FGC, older people need to let people enjoy it for what it is. I'm not backing down on that opinion. That's what I stand on. They're very vocal and they don't want to change, nor do they care about other people enjoying the game for what it is. And that shit is
I ain't gonna hold
annoying.
you. It's going. I don't want to sound ageist, but older people in most industries, gaming, nerddom, Star Wars, whatever it may be, like people like I think not even just like super older people, like even people sometimes our age when it comes to like talking to kids that are way younger, we have this thing of like we want everyone to have the same shared experience we did because we want to make our own experience seem more important. Because if we did what we did to be to do here, and the kids underneath us didn't have to struggle as much or didn't have to go through certain things, we're like, whoa, your experience isn't as valid because you didn't do what I did. I'm like, my nigga, we weren't slaves, but we had
yeah.
a
Hold on
pretty
now,
good
that's
childhood.
different.
It's this to me. It's the same. Now again, in some instances, yes, when it comes to like being sociable and things like that, and going outside to speak to people, but like key example, right? Like with Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, right? People and I myself was one of these people at one point too, to where like we had so much venom for Teen Titans Go because these kids were watching something dumbed down and blah 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 blah. Bro, if you go back and watch Teen Titans Go, that shit is low key funny as shit.
Oh,
Like
it's funny. It's
My
funny.
opinion on it,
It's
it's
really
like
funny, and it has
like
some merit.
if the younger generation watch that, that's one thing I don't like is like I feel like everybody should let everybody have their own opinion and just grow into their own character. Like people want if my nephew's like, oh, Teen Titans, it's so funny, it's so da da. I'm like, oh, okay, baby, I'm glad you like it. Now if you be like Teen Titans Go is better than Teen Titans. That's your opinion. I'm probably gonna debate with you about it, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, Teen Titans is better than Teen Titans Go. You shouldn't even watch Teen Titans Go. He's having fun with Teen Titans
Right.
There,
Go. The music, it's got
there's
awesome music. Teen Titans didn't have that.
there's
There's more like darkness and beating people up, but
there's always going to be opinions on what your preference is, and that's fine. I've gotten to the point like I don't like Naruto Shippuden. Like it's overall it's just a filler piece of trash. But I'm not. I'm done in the aspect like, oh, okay. I mean, that's what you like. That's what you love. I completely respect that. But this is from people just vocally saying, just being so fucking loud. And this is as a community. I'm not just talking about one particular person. I'm talking about the whole community. Like, it's okay for other people to enjoy it because one, if it wasn't for the online people and people playing it online, the fighting game would be dead. It wouldn't be at the height that it is. So respect those people who are enjoying it for what it is and having fun. Like, yes, they care about their ranking online.
once a month.
Man, like those people who care about their online ranking, that's important to them because a lot of people in situations, they got kids, they got responsibilities. Their whole life doesn't revolve about going to locals and being that person. Like, oh, my ranking online is important to me because that's all the time I really have because I can't go out because all that goes to my family or times of other shit I gotta do. So, and I have my personal vendetta against the indie fighting game community as well. I will never that beef will be up forever. It stands there.
If it's up, then it's stuck.
I'm so serious. I wouldn't give a fuck if they ever come to me with flowers. I promise you, I would not care. I will walk past each and one of every single one of you and look you dead in your fucking face. I don't give a fuck what you have to say about me. Period. If you got a problem with it, nigga, stand on it. And I meant that. I mean that. So serious. So seriously.
This boy funny.
So, man, I'm so sincere. But yeah, that's my gaming controversial take. If you don't like it, I mean, hey, it's just my opinion. We don't have to agree. It's fine. I don't need to be welcome in certain parts of the community. That's perfectly fine. My 8 hours of sleep will be gotten unless my daughter needs to be up screaming for no fucking reason. So there's that. But now we'll come to the part of the show where we want to give our recommendations. Who would like to start?
I think you should start.
Why I should not? Oh, okay, yeah. My recommendation is it's okay to stand alone. It's okay to stand alone. It's frustrating at times, and it gets real quiet. But I promise you, it's gonna be okay. I'm in a situation where I'm now in a point where I'm developing some websites, getting added to particular teams for entrepreneurship, and it's everything I prayed for or asked for. But it's lonely because I don't have the group of people I want to sit down and talk to about ideas or things I need to be creative to make things work. I'd have to do a lot of it on my own. It's quiet, it's lonely at times, it's frustrating because I have no one to talk to about that particular subject, but I know it's going to be okay because if I follow through with this passion, I know it's going to pay off at the end. So it's okay to stand alone, especially in something that you love to do. When you come across people who want to talk about it, please be those ears for people who talk about something they're passionate about and they don't have no one, but they feel like they're comfortable enough to speak about it to you. I highly recommend just giving them a ear, let them vent, and actually try to be engaging in the conversation, because it will mean a lot to them. I want to thank Aiden for that. He allows me to nerd out about all the tech that I'm doing, and he doesn't know what I'm saying half the time, but he engages and it feels good. So I appreciate that. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Who would like to go next?
I'm gonna let Lady Gunner go. I'm going last.
I'm going to say my recommendation is it's okay to. I hate cliffhangers, so me personally, it's okay to watch a TV show last. You don't got to be caught up with the current wave like everybody else. Like me, who's Charlie? I think Charlie asked it. He tells me, "Do you watch shows late on purpose?" I
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no,
do.
no, no,
I
no.
hate
There's
cliffhangers.
watching shows late, and there's watching shows after they're just done. Like you watching the first season of a show 4 years after that shit came out is
They
insane to me.
still making seasons. I hate cliffhangers. I finished Your Honor
All
because
right,
Greg
shut up. I am
recommended it.
in season
I'm
two.
not saying anything. I know. Greg recommended it. They haven't announced the season 3, but the cliffhanger on 1 was like, oh my gosh, I had to finish 2, and then the cliffhanger on 2 is like, when you see it, call me. I would pick up FaceTime me. I would pick up because you're gonna need somebody to talk to about it.
So
Because
you
I
just
was
finished.
like,
You finished season 2, right?
I finished season 2.
Okay,
That's
I'm.
why I hate watch even animes. I don't watch like I kind of like wait. I finished Solo Leveling, left me on a cliffhanger. I hate cliffhangers. Like what is this? Can y'all just finish it and just start a new story? What is this? Like even the boys like they got 5. Don't they got like 5 seasons right now or 4? And they coming up
Four
with a
just
new
ended.
4
Oh
seasons.
my
Like
god!
I
so I
know,
decided
I
I'm
know.
gonna watch it. My nephew was talking about it. I found he finessed me a little bit, but he kind of did. He tried to play me, but I was like, all right, you can watch it with me. Come on, like certain parts he had to. I was like, turn your head, but it's actually a good show, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep watching this. But I just, bruh, like I hate cliffhangers. I can already tell it's gonna be a cliffhanger the way they kind of going about things. So I'm glad there's a season 2. Cause so for me, I like to just binge through it. But yeah, It's okay to not be on a current wave. Just watch it. Just watch it when you feel like you're ready to accept that cliffhanger.
Sounds good.
So, for me, my recommendation: embrace cliffhangers, man. Cliffhangers are incredible. Cliffhangers are incredible in shows. Fuck all that. If you have a show with a great cliffhanger, it just builds excitement for the next thing. Again, some people, Gunnar has differences in how she feels about them. I hate them at some points. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with them because I want to see that next thing right now. For me, just finishing the new season of Mushoku Tensei, or say I'm again
My
mispronouncing that
jobless
one.
reincarnation.
Yeah,
We're watching that.
I can read the manga to know what's going to happen, but I refuse because I'm ready to see this shit animated, and I want to know. But I know damn well that I'll forget about how bad I want to see it in like the next couple weeks. But when I get the news that it's coming back, I want to get super fucking amped, and my love for that show's going to come back because of where I'm getting. I'm getting not my comeuppance, but I'm getting what I deserve, is what I feel like when it comes to cliffhangers. House of the Dragon was the same way. They have one at the end of every episode. Like each week, there's a cliffhanger every episode, and you just get amped for the next one going on. And it just whenever you actually get that thing, I feel like I enjoy that thing that much more because I had to wait for something. It's like when you meet the girl, she bad, and she making you wait to get the box. You want like the end of the date one, you get left on the cliffhanger because like you ain't getting no box just yet. Date two, you didn't get it. Maybe you got a little kiss on the lips. But when she finally give it up, oh, it's gonna hit even more. Because you just in here guessing like, will I, won't I get it?
That's when she give it up. You're talking about versus you gotta wait another whole season, another whole year, or 6 months.
Depending on the girl, you may wait a whole year.
No, that girl gone then. Bye.
It depends. Hey man, I've been there. I dated a girl for like a whole 6 months and then not one. Granted, she was cool. But I was like, damn, 6 months
How
of
long
nothing?
that lasts?
6 months? That was more so because I got cheated on, but that's a whole different story. Story time's on the channel at some point soon.
Shout out to the Captain's Lounge for our story time is always there.
In 2 to 3 months, she talking to somebody else too.
Oh yeah, before I was married, that was a fucking law you had to run by. Like when we together, baby, it's me and you. But when we're not, I hope you doing you because I'm for damn sure doing me.
Oh yeah, if I found out, you get hit.
There's no finding out. I am telling you what the fuck it is up front. That's why the women. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like
I'm too soft. My girl said, "Oh, we together, but when we not, I'm hitting somebody else. Well, I will commit murder."
I'm letting you know what it is, baby, because you're not my girl.
They're gonna find both our bodies at the bottom of a ditch somewhere.
I'm
kidding people. I'm kidding people.
I'm keeping it funky with you, baby. I'm like, it is what it is. Like you more honest with women. Women say they like honesty, but they fucking don't. They fucking don't. Because they gonna
we together. We go together.
We want the truth.
No, you don't.
But if it's not the truth that we already put out in our heads.
Exactly, delusional. Like my daughter. Like my daughter. Perfect fucking example. My daughter is a perfect example of what women grow up to be. I told my daughter no on something like very simple, like she wanted some candy. I said, no, baby, not right now. You haven't eaten your food. She goes to my wife and says, Daddy said he doesn't love me and he hates me.
Is that what that was?
Yes. Hold on.
Is that why she did that?
So my wife comes like, did you say this to your daughter? I was like, no. Well, this is what my wife told me. Well, she said in her mind, Daddy said he does not love me and he hates me. So my mind told me this. I'm sitting there like, yup, this is where it starts. But yeah, women don't want to have the truth. Because if you come up to a woman, we're going to end it on this. If you say, hey, I am here strictly for you to suck my dick. Nothing more. That's the blatant truth. Like, I just want you to give me head. Women will look at you like you sick pig.
The chance of success drops, but it depends on in that moment, is she here for the same thing?
Well, no. I don't give a fuck what she's here for. I am telling you why I'm here. The truth is, I just want you to, if I'm not trying to run no game, if you want the bare minimum truth, I want you to give me head. She's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Or you could go to her like, I'm just trying to fuck. I ain't want shit else from you. I just want to fuck. She's going to be upset. And you be like, hey, I'm willing to pay. I mean, it's honest. It's the truth that you want it, right? She going to look at you like you're some sick fuck. So it's the truth that y'all don't want. You know what I'm saying? It's the delusion of the truth. So a pretty lie.
I think what it is, the truth
Other
doesn't
thing, though.
guarantee that they're gonna love what you have to say, but I think they rather know what you're going to say than like you lying about it though.
Yeah, it just depends on the female. Like this dude I had a crush on since high school. I told him straight up, we can't fuck because if we just fuck casually, like I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be upset. So I would prefer we just be friends. We just stick to that. Like I had a crush on you since high school. Even if he came to me, he told me multiple times he would fuck me. He wants to smash. I told him it was like a couple of nights ago. I said I prefer we just be friends because we smash. Because I know you like small petite women. That's not
Hold on,
me.
hold on, hold on, hold on. We don't want to get too
There's
in
no
depth.
smashing me and
Uh
then leaving.
Yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tune in to the Captain's Lounge next week because Lady Gunner's going to be a special guest, and we're going to be drinking and talking a lot of shit. It's going to be the Confession Lounge that next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love you, my
But I want to thank T.
everything.
Will, El Diablo, Greg,
It's okay.
She know who I'm
everyone,
talking to.
Impulse for pulling up. I appreciate you guys so much. I am about to sit here and watch this motherfucking game because that boy LeBron is hooping, and the Slim Reaper just look. I see LeBron and the Slim Reaper in the fucking on the same on the court together hooping. I am ready for this. So everyone tune in to the Olympics. It is $7 for the month on Peacock. So do your thing. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all deserve the hardest gang. I'm not doing that Greg shit. I'm gonna keep it smooth and simple. I'll holler at y'all later. Have a good rest of y'all day. Later days.
Hit him with a gang gang.